Well, we're here at the PGA Merchandise Show with Jose Miraflor, the Vice President of Marketing for Cobra Puma Golf, and a lot of great things, as always, from Cobra, including drivers. The F9. Tell us all about the Speedback F9.
Thanks, Kevin. It's great to be here with you. We have a brand new family this year. It's called the King F9 Speedback family, and it's all about speed. And everybody's going to be talking about speed, but we found the formula for speed, and we've been able to solve it. This driver features three main things that typically aren't all together in one driver. First, of course, it starts with the face. We started this last year. It's the only CNC milled face in golf, and what that does for you, imagine if we were military or if we were government or we were any type of aerospace, we would be milling something to make it perfect, and that's exactly what we're doing. Just like your putter face, you want perfectly flat. The curvatures on this driver head, you want perfectly curved, so that if you miss it, it's going to be back to the center, and when you hit it in the center or just around center, it's at the CT limit. That's what CNC milling gives you. And then we've been able to combine two things that have never been combined before: aerodynamics in a golf club head. We've been able to figure out how to soften the leading edges and raise the crown and raise the skirt that allows this to be swung around your body a little bit faster, giving you more club head speed and giving you more ball speed. But when you do that,
everybody wants, by the way.
Of course,
right?
Yeah, everybody wants those things, right?
Without working out.
Don't have to work out. Just let the club do the work. But then, when you do that, when you raise the back of a driver to make it more aerodynamically efficient, you typically raise the center of gravity, which we all know if high CG causes high spin, which robs you of your distance. So that's why low center of gravity is super important. What we've done here, if you look at the back of this driver, all the yellow areas are aerodynamics, and then we have this black area right here at the bottom that houses 40 grams of weight in this bottom area that gives you that low CG performance of low spin, fast ball speed, and higher launch. So this driver is built for speed. It's called Speedback, just so you don't forget.
Yeah.
But that's what it's all about. It comes in two colors. One we call the race car color. It's yellow. The red is like the brake calipers of a race car or a brake light. But it also comes in a more neutral color, if that's what you're looking for. This is avalanche. It's not really white, it's not really gray, it's an avalanche in between. It's a hot color in cars today. Of course, we're pushing that side of the business, fashion, right?
One of the things, I swung it yesterday at Demo Day, and I had the F8 Plus, and I was amazed at the pop, and I'm trying to figure out, so what is the difference? Because it has the no face last year's model, right. And people buying, they want to, okay, well, I'm going to go upgrade again this year, but I notice a difference.
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple things we've done that are different, right? While the face is the same and the weighting story front to back is the same, the CG this year is actually lower. Okay. So it's a little bit lower spin than last year. You're going to get more distance. Because the CG is lower, it launches higher, and those two in combination, everyone, if you want to launch it higher and get it with lower spin, this is the right driver to do it, and that's why most everybody who's testing it, when we tested a few hundred people, and almost 90% of people tested versus their gamer get more distance. 30% of them are getting more than 10 yards. The average is about 8 more yards longer, which I think is pretty darn close to an extra club, right?
Sure.
Coming into a green. And all that's a benefit is the higher launch, lower spin. And really, because you're swinging around your body a little bit faster, a little bit more ball speed.
All right, and this is also in fairway woods.
This is in fairway woods.
Or metals, I should say. We don't call them woods anymore.
And you know what's great about the fairway is that for the first time, this is brand new, the fairway wood now has a CNC milled face. We didn't do this last year. Fairways have a steel face, and steel is a different formula for cutting it to be 100% CNC milled. So we had to reconfigure how we do it. It looks just like the driver, but there was a lot to figure out. Because steel's harder to cut. It takes over 20 minutes to cut this face, even though it's so small. So we had to figure that out. Rails are the big story in the fairways, everyone. You want to have speed through the turf. You want to have improved turf interaction and consistency. The only fairways in golf to have rails. We started these in the 1970s, but they're still here today because our best players in the world, Rickies, the Lexis, and the Brysons, all like the rails, and they understand that keeping the leading edge out of the ground gives them more ball speed, and the rails give them forgiveness.
And that adjusts, people might see there, it's 3-4. So you don't have to carry 2, but you'd have to determine
adjust
before the round to adjust it.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's 14.5 degrees plus or minus 1.5 degrees. So we have it in a fairway, and as your fairways and as your hybrids get shorter, these rails grow in height because you know your attack angle changes.
Right.
We match the rails to the attack angle.
And how about irons? What's new in irons?
There's some great new things in irons. We're coming with the Speedback family, and it comes in 2 setups. It comes in both a standard variable length and a 1-length setup. More on that in a second. Both of them share some great technologies. The first one is that they have a new shape to it. If you look closely at this iron, you can see it's a little bit wider of a sole, and we're adding weight to the toe, around the perimeter of the back, heel and toe area, and that's going to give us a lower center of gravity that gives you more speed, right? And then, of course, inside, unlike other game improvement irons, this one actually has some technology going on the inside. There's actually tungsten pieces on the heel and toe, up to 33 grams, positioned heel and toe to make it more forgiving in case we do miss it, because we typically do miss these irons, and we want to have the distance and, of course, the control. And then finally, for speed, on the 7-iron all the way up to the 4-iron, it features a forged power shell face, which actually is not just a face, but wraps around the sole and the front of the sole. So when you hit this iron in the center, it flexes a large amount, gives you a lot of speed. And even if you hit it low on the face, it's flexing, and it flexes more actually and gives you a launch. So this iron gives you both speed and launch and forgiveness, and that's what you need for a distance irons that has the perfect blend of forgiveness.
So what do we have here in the King Forged?
Well, if you're anybody who likes to watch the tour, you're going to see our #1 guy. He's Ricky. We have some great staffers. We have Ricky, we have Bryson with Lexi. We redid Ricky's irons this year. So for all of you who are interested in what he plays, or maybe would like to game the same clubs, we have the brand new King CB/MB irons. They come in a flow set where it goes from 7-iron to pitching wedge in a muscle back form, and then a 7-iron all the way up through in a cavity back form. And what's great about it is it matches what he does. The tungsten weighting is right in the center of the sole, which Ricky talks about is great for feel and shot control. We're featuring brand new black KBS money taper shafts, and of course our new Cobra Connect grips with Tour Velvets on them. So if you haven't tried Cobra Connect, everyone, it's a great way to just get information about your game. You match it up, you download an app, you put it on, you match your clubs up to the app, and you just put it in your pocket. It does everything for you while you play. You'll get great statistics about your game to make choices about what to practice and how to play better.
All right, and you have a new wedge coming out.
We do.
Correct?
We have a brand new wedge. You'll see it on tour. The guys and gal will be using this, but this is the new MIM wedge. MIM is a great manufacturing process. It stands for metal injection molding, and people use it to create finely shaped pieces to put inside materials. So that iron I talked about earlier, the irons that have tungsten in them, they use MIM to form the tungsten. Well, we decided to use that process to form the whole wedge. What's the benefit? Tighter grain alignment for super soft feel like the forging, but even better than the forging, a more perfectly shaped wedge so that your sole, your bounces, your grinds, your leading edge are perfect in shape. So great feel, perfect shape, what you need for a wedge.
All right, great stuff. Jose, thanks again for your time.
Thank you.